Yeah, before the military crackdown, I organized our students from our university went to the Tiananmen Square, and we held very deep hope and a good expectation that something good might happen. And at least during the demonstration in the Beijing street, we saw really the citizen spirit of goodness and civil participation were so active. And I saw, even without police or traffic, controller, and the Chinese citizens, the Beijing residents, they themselves volunteer to direct the traffic. And even the thieves actually organized a volunteer boycott for stealing. And they declared, and people, when they had a crash on the bicycles, and in the past they usually had will have a big argument and even curse each other. And during that time, and people just rose up and said politely, it doesn't matter, and they just went ahead. So there was a really very unprecedented period of freedom of press, and freedom of movement, and freedom of speech, and people just in the Tiananmen Square and almost everywhere during that time are not afraid to speak up. Some speak up even for the Communist Party, some are against the Communist Party, some criticizing the government, some for the government, some are even anarchist. So anybody's opinion was fully respected. And I left the Tiananmen Square 3 days before the massacre happened. Partially because my then girlfriend, now my wife, was very, very sick, actually hospitalized. So I didn't really witness the massacre. But already during that time, close to the massacre, the atmosphere was very tense. Every night, the loudspeaker in the Tiananmen Square called for people to block tanks from different corners of the street. And we already saw the troops were massed nearby the People's Great Hall. So there's something going to happen, but none of us in the students' leadership had expected that a military crackdown like the early morning of June 4th, 1989, would happen that way. So I went back to our university. There is a special investigation team formed already by the public security officers and the school officers. And I was not formally arrested, but sort of they have a special interrogation team on just for me, and I was forced to cancel all the classes. So every day has to stay in one location to make confessions, and at one time has to surrender to the police and write down the what you have done, every details during that time. So it was a very tough time, and I was honestly really thinking I might be in jail for a long time. But yeah, I was just treated like a criminal, and you have to even the grammar mistake, you have to fingerprint, and it was a difficult time.